In 1960, for college students camped in a tent at Lake Bodom.
3 of them died tragically overnight. The only survivor was seriously injured. The murder weapon disappeared. The police investigated suspects and even years later listed the surviving boy as the murderer, but they couldn't be convicted. The real murderer is still unknown. Without further ado, let's walk into the wonderful plot together. The story begins with,
Two college students were in a car, flipping over a bag,
and overturned a bag. On closer look,
and it was filled with all kinds of girls' swimsuits.
it turned out that it was Marcus, who stole his mother's intimate clothing secretly. His outrageous behavior. The reason is ridiculous.
Because they had already agreed with 2 female classmates
To go to Bodensee for a trip. Anyone who has been to a water park knows that swimming must wear swimsuits. But the college students were poor
and had no money to buy gear.
Marcus had a brilliant idea.
He came up with such a brilliant idea.
After everything was ready, the 4 young people officially started their trip. After a long journey, they finally arrived at their destination, but they never expected. The gate of the resort in Bodensee was locked, but the young people didn't take it seriously. They directly cut the chain and rushed in a flash. Then they carried their equipment. They found an open space by the lake to camp. In the blink of an eye, it was dark.
Unable to hold back, Marcus had a bad idea on the spot. He offered to take the heroine Lena to swim.
In the dark night by the lake, everyone knows what it means. It was not just a simple water play.
Then the 4 sat around the campfire and chatted. It turned out that Jack came here specifically
To solve an unsolved case from many years ago.
unsolved case for many years.
And he thinks he's gifted. He believed that if he could solve this old case, he would become famous overnight. But they didn't notice that, in the dark night, a strange figure was quietly approaching the campfire. The night was getting darker. The 4 were physically and mentally exhausted.
They packed up and went into the tent to sleep.
But something outrageous happened. Not long after they lay down, outside the tent, there was a strange sound of footsteps. The noise directly woke up Lena.
Lena immediately woke up Marcus beside her
And asked him to check the situation.
but Marcus didn't come back for a long time after going out, and the strange noises outside continued. The remaining 3 were instantly scared.
And panicked like Hakimi. Could it be a ghost? Did we meet something dirty? I Kupstagen, sir.
However, all of this was a prank played by Marcus.
He was really bored.
Lena, who was scared, couldn't hold back her urine
And planned to go to the nearby grass to solve it. Looking at the dark wilderness, Marcus worried that something might happen to him, so he followed her quietly to protect her. At this moment,
Only Jack and Ella were left in the tent.
they were bored. They started chatting. While chatting, Jack suddenly revealed a shocking secret. He actually knew.
Who was the mastermind behind the online rumors that ruined Ella?
A few days ago, Ella's private photos suddenly spread wildly throughout the school. Overnight, her reputation and her image, and was pointed at by her classmates. Even her own family thought she was a disgrace and hated her, but from start to end, Ella didn't know who leaked the photos. Desperate, she could only go out to avoid the limelight under the guise of traveling. Now, someone suddenly knows the truth. Ella was instantly excited. She hurriedly asked Jack, who was behind her back and doing this to her. But do you think the truth will be revealed soon? Ta dit to my shreewang?
Just as Jack was about to blurt out the name, the tent above them suddenly collapsed without warning.
Fortunately, they dodged in time, and they weren't hurt at all.
Jack quickly got out of the tent to check the situation. It was the sudden break of a dead branch of a tree and just hit the tent roof.
It was purely an accident. After confirming there was no danger, Jack climbed back into the tent to explain the situation outside to Ella. Just then, a terrifying scene suddenly appeared. At first, Ella Jack was playing tricks again,
Until she saw Jack's mouth bleeding crazily.
and his body was shaking violently. He realized that things were not that simple. On the other,
Lena, who was peeing in the grass, heard a scream.
she quickly pulled up her pants and rushed to tent.
Halfway, a man suddenly pushed her to the ground.
Lena struggled and resisted. She took a look.
It was her companion Marcus who was pressing her.
Before she could recover, Ella's cry for help came from afar. They didn't dare to waste a second. They ran back to the tent. When they returned, they were scared again. Jack was covered in blood, was lying straight on the ground, dying on the ground.
Dying Jack gave clues intermittently.
They instantly realized
This was the legendary Bodom Lake murderer.
no one expected. Decades later, this murderer was still lurking in this lake area.
Jack used his last strength to tell them to leave him.
and run for their lives.
The 3 young people didn't care about that much.
They had to abandon the seriously injured Jack and fled towards the depths of the forest. Not long after, Jack died because he left the tap on. He was completely dead. On the other side, the 3 were running for their lives
Lena, who was running at the back, suddenly slipped.
and fell directly to the ground. What's worse, her ankle was sprained on the spot.
In the deserted mountains, losing mobility, Losing the ability to move is basically a death sentence.
How far to run?
Rational Lena directly pushed them away. She knew very well she was a definite liability now.
If they keep running together,
The three of them are likely to be wiped out.
only by